Hello, hello. Once again, I am trying some new technology here, so I hope it's working. I hope I can see your comments this time because last week I could not see comments. So if you're watching now, let me know, drop in the comments where you are watching from, what city, what state, what country you are watching from. And I want to see if I can see you, if I can say hi back to you. If you are watching the replay, say hashtag replay so I know you watch it. And also let me know where you're watching from. I know there's a lot of you. I'm in Indiana now, but I know that there are a lot of you that are from California, Texas, and I just want to see where you're logging in from. So today I want to talk about letting go of toxic schedule. If you have not watched it, last week I went live and I talk about our vision for the recharge and recenter life. And every week I'm going to come here on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock. I am a few minutes late. Hold on. I see comments here on Instagram. Hello, Leslie. How are you? I see comments on Instagram. I can still not see it on Facebook or YouTube, but I see it on Instagram. So if you're logging in, say hi. How are you, lady? What are you doing right now? So last week I came in here and I talk about the vision that we have for the recharge and recenter. And the idea is that we hear from Eden, me and Emma and Dania, we brainstorm some ideas and how can we empower you to practice more self-care. So self-care in general, self-care is not just bubble baths. As much as we love a nice shower, a good soap, some awesome candles, that is not what self-care is limited to. So self-care is pretty much everything that you do in your life to take care of you, cleaning your schedule, how you eat, how you move your body, resting is a big part of self-care, how your relationship with money, your relationship with people. Letting go of toxic people in our life is like the best thing we can do for our self-care. So say amen if you agree. Yeah, so we're going to talk about many different topics, and every Wednesday we are going to bring in a new topic to discuss with you and to kind of give you food for thought of how you can take care of yourself more and more on each day. So this is kind of like a little recap. If you want more details, you go back and watch last week's video and you can see like really the heart of what we are going for here. But today I want to talk about letting go of toxic schedule, because how we spend our days is how we live our life. So if you for some reason you feel like you are not as happy as you wish you were, if you feel like you wish your life was a little bit different right now, one place to start is looking at how we spend our days. And one thing that was life-changing for me, because if you know me, you know that I have a problem with being late. In Brazil, it's very common for you to be a little bit late for like parties or things like that. Is part of the culture. If somebody's having a party, you don't want to be the first one to arrive and things like that, right? So I grew up in a culture where it was okay to be late, and then I came to US, which it's not okay to be late. I am married to a schedule Nazi. Like my husband has to be early on everything and drives me crazy, and it drives him crazy that I am late on everything. So I had a really hard relationship with my schedule for all those years. And earlier this year, I was reading a book that was about that, about how you like work on your schedule, right? And actually, I'm reading another book now on the same topic. Get some water, because drinking water is also self-care. But I was reading a book and it was talking about how everything we do, everything, we chose to do. Everything that is in our schedule, we chose to do. And then even broke down to things like, well, but I have a job that I have to be 9 to 5. Well, you still chose to accept that job. Oh, but I have to take my kids to soccer or gymnastics or whatever. You still chose and agreed to sign up that kid for that sport. And I always used those things as an excuse of why I am late or why I don't have time to do things that are important for me to do. Like I would always say, I don't have time to work out because I have to do A, B, and C. So instead of that, the book suggested that I said, I am choosing not to work out because I'm choosing to use my time for A, B, and C. And when I start changing how I speak about my schedule, it really came out to me on how we have a lot more control that we give ourselves credit for, right? Hold on. I may be a little too loud. So, knowing that, we need to take a closer look on what we are giving our time to. If what we're giving our time to are things that are serving the season of life that we are right now and are serving us. But before I go there, I know that expression, serving us, can ring wrong for people that maybe grew up in a certain faith group or on a certain family which was very service oriented. I talked about it last week. I said in these conversations I will probably bring some about my faith because that's where my values come from. So if you don't share the same faith as me, just be open-minded to hear where I'm going with the conversation, right? But a lot in the Christian faith, for example, a lot of people say that when you talk about like serving you is selfish. But the truth is that they are interpreting that if you see it as selfish, you're interpreting that expression incorrectly. Because I believe that if you're a person of faith, you have the heart of God, right? I believe in God. That's my thing. And I believe that as people of faith, we have the heart of God. So when we feel like something is wrong, it's not just coming out of our bad, selfish heart, but when we feel like something is wrong, it's because God is trying to give us a message, like saying, maybe you should get more than 4 hours of sleep every night so you can do better things, right? And the expression of not serving you does not mean that it's just not serving you as the world should be your server, but not serving the mission and the vision that you have for your life right now. Because a lot of us just go through life with just on autopilot. And we don't stop to think, okay, what is my vision? What is my mission in life? And that is related to how you are serving the world. You are serving your kids, your family, your friends, and your job, and everything. Like our life, we serve a lot of people throughout our life. Okay, some of us more, some of us less, but that's what we do. Okay, we are in community and somebody's always helping or accepting help. That's how community works, right? So when you think of what is in your schedule and is not serving you, I am not using this expression as being a server to you, but what's not serving the vision and the mission that you have for your life in this season. Okay, so let's redefine what serving you means first. And then when you, hold on, I had some notes here because I can go into a squirrel mind. But when you look here, schedule with vision of what is serving this season of your life, you will include like the people you do life with, your family, your kids, your husband, your friends, your coworkers. And you're going to include your values, things that you believe on your schedule as well. So, like I said before, like kids' sports. I have kids, so my kids have activities that they do, and it's important for me to add those activities in my schedule too, right? Are volunteering in your community. I like to be involved in my community and I like to volunteer. And that's something that is part of my schedule too. Uh, and that's why I'm saying when you think about serving you, it does not necessarily mean it's serving you, because when you're volunteering, you are serving, but that schedule is serving the vision and the mission that you have, right? So, one more sip. When before you look at your schedule, I want you to do an exercise that a lot of people do not do. And it's an exercise that I believe that we need to be checking in frequently, which is spend few minutes either creating or refreshing the vision of who you want to be. So what kind, if you are a mom, what kind of mom you want to be? If you're a wife, what kind of wife? If you are a person of faith, like how you want your relationship with God to be, or how you want if your spiritual practices to be, right? How, if you are if you work, like how you want to be your impact at your job or at your business, how healthy you want to be, how you want to impact your community, the world, right? So you can go from small tasks to big tasks, a small detail to big picture, and kind of spend a few minutes imagining who you want to be, not who you are right now. Because if you have been living life on autopilot for a long time, you may not realize that who you are at this moment is not the person that you want to be, right? So if you spend some time kind of designing who is that person that I want to be, like how does that person show up and serve others? How that mom show up? So one thing that I can say it for myself, I spend a lot of time just I had a hard time to sit down, and I still do, to sit down and like play toys with my kids, right? I loved being with my kids, but I kind of wanted them to play with each other. So I had a hard time to really enjoying the little things. I was always looking at the big picture, like what is important to them? Do they need homework? Do they need food? Do they need to have this healthy meal? And I was not really enjoying the minutes with them. So earlier this year, I started doing an exercise of I like what I want to be. I want to be a fun and present mother. So I want to be fun with my kids. Of course, sometimes I have to discipline them, but I don't want to be the mean mom. I want to be a fun mom. I want to be somebody that they want to spend time with. And I want to be present. I don't want to be on my phone when I am with my kids, for example, right? Um, so the same thing with the other relationships I have in my life. Like do one thing that is very important for me is to have a connection with the Holy Spirit. Like I want, if I am trying to make a decision for my life, doesn't matter how small it is, I'm always asking like, God, what is the best? Because I believe that God has better plans for me than I have. So a lot of times I stop and I say, God, what is the best, A or B, right? And I want to be in tune with the Holy Spirit to listen to the answers so I can make the right decision. So thinking about those things, I have to think of what are important practices that I have to add to my schedule so I can become that person. So for me to be a fun mom, for example, I need to rest, because when I'm tired, I am extremely moody. Like, don't look at me. There's not an amount of coffee that is going to solve this problem. I just need to shut myself in the room, go to sleep. When I am very tired for several days, I get migraines. So then I'm not going to be fun at all. So if I want to be a fun mom, I need to have a sleeping time on my schedule. And I need to know, and my phone beeps at 8:30 every night. My phone beeps and say, you have 1 hour for you to shut everything down. And not always I go to bed at 9:30, but it reminds me that if I want to feel my best tomorrow in 1 hour, I should be slowing down and should be getting ready to rest, right? So, and the same thing with my relationship with God. If I want to hear the voice of God, I need to spend time with God, right? So it needs to be on my schedule too. If I want to be healthy, that's another thing I struggle with. And I'm giving you examples because I know this is a hard homework to do. So I struggle with a lot of food allergies, and I would still eat things that I was allergic to, and then I would have extreme fatigue, and I would have all, like, I was not having the energy and the health that I want to have. So for me to have the energy that I want to have, I need to sleep and I need to eat the things that give me energy. So if I'm eating ice cream every night before bed and I know that I have allergy to white sugar, which is the case for me, that's not smart. Next day I'm going to be super tired, right? So when we look at where we want to be, it's so much easier to make that choice of schedule, right? So that's why it's so important for you to have that vision and start thinking on the habits and the things that you need to either remove from your schedule or add it to your schedule for you to get closer to that person that you want to be, right? So one exercise that I recommend, hold on, let me look at my notes here. Oh, other thing that I put in here that is very important to remember is that our life, we have different seasons. So you may be in a season now that you need to spend more time with your kids because they're little and they need you more. Or you may be in a season now that your kids are out of the house and you have more time to really spend on yourself. You may be in a season now that you're launching a business and you need to work long hours, or so forth. So this will adjust. It depends on the season you are. In the summer, I take the schedule so much easier. I don't sign up the kids to sports and things like that because I just kind of want to enjoy the summer and travel and be in the backyard. In the fall, they have homework, they have sports, they have more things going on. So the season change, right? And our schedule changed too. So consider the seasons. And then once you have your season and you have kind of an image of who you want to be, one thing that I recommend is that you get a blank. You can go either to an old calendar, old planner that you have and get like a weekly page, or just a blank piece of paper and write it down, your ideal schedule, what it would be like for you to have an ideal schedule. You're still going to put there like your work hours, your the time that you're spending with your family, working out, and all those things, right? So based on who you want to be, what is your ideal schedule? And then once you have that down, you can compare that with your real schedule. So like, this is what I do on a weekly basis, and this is my ideal schedule. And then you can see how far one are from the other. So if they're pretty close, that's amazing. So if they're pretty close, you're probably really happy with how your life is going right now. If they're very different, probably you're not finding as much joy in your life because you are doing a lot of things that are not aligned with who you want to be, how your values are, right? So once you have those two, you can make a plan, which is the third step. So first step is write down that schedule, the perfect schedule. Second step, compare to your actual real schedule. And third step, make a plan to move it towards your ideal schedule, your perfect schedule, in a period of few months, because sometimes you cannot just burn all the bridges in one day, right? You're going to have to make a plan. Sports seasons need to end, and you can say, okay, maybe next time I'm not going to sign up each kid to 3 sports. I'm going to let them pick one, for example, right? Or you can do things on your personal, like if you want to be healthier and you know you need time to work out or time to cook a healthy meal, that needs to be put on your schedule too. if that's important to you, you need to make time for it. And that means that you are taking something else of your schedule, like watching Netflix or playing a game on your phone or whatever, that may not be adding into that person that you want to be. Okay. Uh, okay, so let's see here. Yeah, so make sure, one thing that I put in here, make sure you schedule time for self-care. So once again, self-care can be a lot of things. So it needs to be aligned to that person you're designing you want to be. Like I said, if I want to be a fun mom, I need to rest. So rest is one of my self-care. I need to schedule that time into my calendar, right? One thing for me, I don't wash my hair every day. So when I wash my hair, I need to kind of have planned out because it takes longer than what I usually take on a normal day shower. When I'm washing my hair, it takes 3 times long. So I am super busy. My schedule is really packed full. So I have to plan this, and these days are the days that I'm going to wash my hair this week, right? You may not have such a tight schedule like I do, so you may have a little bit more flexibility. But if you have a bunch of things that you do every day, you may have to get down to this level of detail with your schedule. So, yeah, so the exercise that I recommend. So I think you have 2 homeworks today. I'm going to wrap it up. I think you have 2 homeworks today, which is first, think about the person you want to be. Like, what are the values that this person have? How this person add to the community? How is this person with their family, the people they love, their friends? And then once you have that draft, you can plan an ideal schedule that serves that person that you want to be and the season that you are in life right now. And then you can compare that schedule with your real schedule. And last, you can make a plan to change and move towards that schedule that would be ideal. And that way, you're going to find so much more joy in your life because you're living aligned to who you want to be. Okay, I hope that helps you guys. I hope that makes you think on a way of self-care that is broader than just a Target shopping trip or a bubble bath, but it really expands and seeing like how can you live a lifestyle of self-care, right? So if you have any questions, please send us. You can either put them below. You can send us a DM. If you think this was helpful, feel free to share with any of your friends that maybe struggle with this, maybe struggle with their schedule. And we are open to receive any ideas. If you have any questions regarding other area of self-care, if you have any topic that you want to hear us talking about it, send them to us, whether it's in the comments, through a DM, a PM. You can also email us and just send them to us and we will put them in the schedule. We will be here every Wednesday at 11 o'clock in the morning. You can meet us, whether it is on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. We'll be able to talk and chat, and you can either comment your questions if I can figure it out how I can see more comments here. Okay, I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.